Welcome, Mountain Fortress fanatics. We're here back at JR's auction, which I swore I would not be back here tonight, or anytime rather. And we reached out to the Harlen County Ghost Hunters. This is Dexter, the founder Dexter. We're going to talk to him for a second. He's going to give us a little history of what they do, how long they've been doing it. And we've already had action here tonight, by the way. Doug, tell them what's happening here tonight.
Well, we're getting pennies thrown every which way.
Yeah.
Here and there.
If he would throw $100 bills, we'd be interested.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway,
cheapskate. Yeah.
Dexter, tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm Dexter Daves. I started the Harlen County Ghost Hunters back in late 2012.
Wow.
Actually, I had a team of about, I think there were 6 of us. And because of my job and stuff like that, I kind of like stopped doing stuff. Well, Will came along, was it 2014, 15?
2014, 15. I sent you a message on Facebook.
So
That's cool.
Will has been with me since 2015. So, and we kind of laid dormant for a while, and we've not really done anything. And just recently, probably the last couple of months,
It's been nuts.
We've brought it on because what we've done, we've got new equipment. We're doing. I'm at a point in my life to where I'm able to go places that I wasn't able to before. And yeah, we started a podcast, kind of like it's been going for 2 months. Mm-hmm. It's called The Hauntings of Harlen County, Kentucky, and More. Like I said, I think we've only got 9 episodes right now. But yeah, we love it. Love doing the investigation, love the paranormal. We do investigations. Last week we did the oatmeal bed and breakfast in Cumberland Gap. And we actually did that. We actually put that on a podcast, and we hooked the SP7. If you don't know what that is, that's a spirit box. It's like a modified radio that scans continuously. Mm-hmm. Got some really good evidence on that at the oatmeal. We got all the same equipment here. Hopefully we can get some good evidence here, and we'll let your listeners be able to view it. After we're done with our investigation, if we're not able to give you your evidence tonight, we'll definitely be able to give you your evidence to you next week.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll meet up with you and let y'all have it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll put it on a thumb drive for you. So that way you'll have it for sure, okay? And you'll know.
Well, G-Man and myself, we're not interested in ghost hunting ourselves. We'll let you guys do all that.
This is your forte. We're here for moral support.
We will report from time to time in, and these are good old mountain boys, folks, doing good investigations.
Oh, yeah.
We reached out to them, and they watched the video, and they were just so quick. Dexter responded so quick.
Yeah. And we were glad to hand it off to them.
Yeah.
We're all about it, and like I said, and this is Will. Like I said, I stated before, he's been with us for a while. And Will, go ahead and tell them about yourself.
Well, I'm Will. I started out with Dexter and Harlen County Ghost Hunters about 2014, 2015. Always enjoyed doing stuff with the paranormal, anything like that. Never really had like anybody that wanted to do it with me. Like I'd always be like, "Hey guys, let's go check this out." And everybody was like, "No."
Yeah, I'm one of those guys.
So,
don't want to do it.
Yeah, nobody really wanted to do it. And I got a hold of Dexter, and I was like, are y'all looking for team members? And he's like, yeah, at the moment, yeah, we are. Let's go do this investigation. And I've done that one investigation with him, and that was it.
It was just us, basically.
Great.
Yeah.
Then we had another female, which she's no longer with us, and she was with us. And I tell you what, if you're into the paranormal, and for you guys that are watching and you want to do this, make sure. And
you got to have at least one female.
You got to have one female on the team,
because they're going to elicit. It's a different energy that they give off.
It's a different kind of energy.
Yeah.
And no matter where we've been or how many investigations that I've done since 2012, if you've got female, you're going to get evidence. Mm-hmm. And I promise you, it doesn't. That's the truth. Something about
10
We
times.
got 2 now, and I'll tell you what, both of them, it's crazy.
What we've gotten here in the last 2 months has been insane.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it gets insane tonight.
Yeah. Also,
Definitely.
I'm going to introduce.
Yeah, introduce your team.
Yeah.
Please.
Tell the rest of them to come here.
My name is Juan Pablo.
Yeah. This is James. James, come here, James.
Will you just tell me what
No, I want you. Hey, Josh, will you go get your rest of them?
I feel like I'm on
Please. Come on. Tell the rest of them to come here. But anyways, this is James. James started with me in 2017. He's actually my 3rd true full-time member that come on there. So James has been with me ever since. So
Will's the OG.
Yeah, we're the
that's
OGs.
OGs.
And I've already
We
witnessed
are the
this.
OGs.
James says he ain't afraid of nothing. I believe him. Nothing's faced him thus far tonight.
I tell you what, and no kidding, probably the best place that we've been to was probably the Benham Inn, bed and breakfast.
I know the one.
I saw those pictures.
Crazy evidence. And this man, I don't know what happened to him. I've been doing this a lot with him, and it's like, never seen him get that. I mean, it's like something took over him. It's like he was a different, he was very angry.
I seen the guy in my mind as I'm looking at you that was in front of me. He was about my height, had like a brown suit on, his killer comb over, and there was a little girl coming through the spirit box talking to Jess. And all at once we heard no real loud, and I could just see in my mind, he took his hand on her chest and pushed her back behind him. And at one point through the ghost box, he told me, he said, "Help you."
His nickname is Mars.
Yeah.
So,
Man.
but anyways,
Who was on time?
yeah, I know. I told you I'm never end this because normally, I mean, we're pretty good. I
She
mean,
pulled up, she's like, "Where's Dexter?"
yeah. Come
Come on
Ray.
in.
Come on in. We got a heck of a
Yes,
crew.
Matt.
Yeah, we do.
I need a camera.
You are.
No,
Right
come
here.
here,
I
Craig.
want to put makeup on.
Listen.
I feel like I'm on sofa.
Okay, this is
Do
Red.
the middle dancing.
Hi.
Right
We call
here.
her Red.
Right here's the camera.
I'm Matt.
Matt, Jess, Josh. Come here, Josh. Josh is my 4th member. He's been with me. Josh, you started what? 2019.
Yeah.
And so Josh has been with me since then. And then Matt, Jess have been with us for a couple months. Red just been with us for a couple months. So yeah,
I'm the baby.
we got good. Really, for a team, I couldn't ask for better chemistry
You got a heck of
with
a
these
team.
guys. I mean, and they all do extremely well.
If we just get on time.
And JR. Come on.
JR, get over here for a minute.
No, that was me. That was me.
All right, Marcel.
They read.
Don't-
I got
And
Okay, Tony.
this is
That's
kind
why I called you Mars. So I was like,
this is our 4th partner here, I guess. JR, and he's the one that makes it all happen here. He's one
This is his place.
Yeah, we do the.
So JR, tell us, are you excited to have these people
I am
here?
excited. We've already had some very vulgar activity.
hey, JR, come here. Sport that shirt, baby.
Yeah.
Come on. Sport that shirt. Come on.
Give him a shot in the back. Give him a shot in the back.
That's it, right
If you don't know, JR's the voice of AMW Wrestling, too. He's the commentator.
Are you really?
Yeah, so he's used to camera microphone.
That's cool.
Who made your hat?
Do what?
Who made your hat?
That is compliments from Mountain Fortress Podcast. These guys right here do it all. Let me tell you, hey, I got to say one thing. We all share something in common. We're all after things that interest people.
That's right. That's right.
You know, get that energy from the people and put something out there that they're interested in. We've already had vulgar activity here tonight, very vulgar. On a scale from 1 to 10, it's at least a 6. We've had some change rolling around. The one that impressed me most was the one that did the circle and just kept going in the circle. I think you...
Yeah, I've seen that.
It
Yeah.
just, and then stop. And then they've had one jumps from this chair up there, or maybe 2. I don't know how that worked. But there's some activity tonight.
Well, what we want to do is, once you guys do your investigation,
Yeah, we'll get out
bring
your
you in
way.
maybe the studio and we'll talk about it.
We got it.
That'd be great.
And we've got, we'll share our evidence with you. And like I said, we'll give you a copy of it.
Yeah.
And you ain't
what's
seen the
your
last
name
of
again?
these guys. They
No.
will be in studio with us.
Wizard.
Exactly right.
Does Wizard ever get on camera?
Wizard don't get on camera. He's the
Wizard,
Wizard of
man.
Oz.
You
He's
want me to
behind.
hold it for me?
Let's get Wizard
He
on
runs the
camera.
show.
Here. Wizard, here.
You know, the guy who does all the work on the
I
podcast.
refer
so
to
we
him
gotta
as the brain
find.
box.
Hey, we want Wizard on camera.
We're opening the curtain, let you see
Hey,
the Mr. Oz.
Curtain back.
Wizard. Yeah. Now you guys do Mountain Fortress podcast,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And y'all been around for what, 6 months?
About
That's
6
6 months, yeah.
6 months. Guys, y'all need to find this, go to their podcast.
Well, what we plan on doing is touching base with y'all like
Yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
months and see what you're doing.
That'd be great.
And
I
let you
was
come in the
actually
studio.
telling them about some of what we use and give you some tips on
Hey,
get you on some more directories and stuff like that. Because I'm telling you, it was it took us a while, but to get it going. But once we got it going,
Yeah.
I mean, we're on all the labels, and I'll give you some tips on that. But yeah, that's Wizard, Gary,
Doc.
JR. All right, and you got the rest of the team. Now, what's the little woman back there?
That's Kelly, JR's wife.
Kelly?
Lovely wife, Kelly.
Come here,
You want to
Kelly.
Come to the spotlight, Kel.
That is being
Please
choked in
do.
this place.
Come. Join us, if you would.
I've got to find this. I've got to find the Sony.
That's Kelly. Okay.
I've got the SD
Now,
card
what's
for
the
it.
name of this auction house?
Mary's Auction House.
Mary's Auction House. Okay.
And
And that was his mother. That was his mother here.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna zoom in a little
In the
bit.
bed of the truck.
Cool.
I want one.
We took them back.
Yeah, right there is. And it's
want
Mary's
one?
Auction
Look
House.
at
You can have those.
It's out in the.
Let's ship it
I think I've got one.
now.
Okay.
Red.
I would like to.
Hey, William.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give this back to you, big dog. But there's the crew. Hey.
Hey guys, this is J.R. Everidge, and I'm right here at Mary's Auction House. That's right, Yellow Creek, Kentucky. And I am joined tonight. I have joined forces with the following Mountain Fortress podcast. We've got Doc here, we've got G-Man, and our special guest, Harlen County Ghost Hunters. They're in the house tonight to do some investigating. Introduce yourselves, guys, and tell them what you do.
Dexter Daves. I'm the founder of the Harlen County Ghost Hunters. And hey, got a podcast, The Hauntings of Harlen County, Kentucky, and more. And also we do investigations. So
Oh, wonderful.
I'm Will. I am co-lead investigator of Harlen County Ghost Hunters, and we're here to find whatever's here.
that's right.
We're going to get to the bottom of this thing.
are.
Woo! Look at that.
Finally.
I'm so pumped tonight. These
Yeah.
guys have been
I'm
so
pumped
gracious.
too,
to
We're
us.
pumped. We're pumped. We're pumped. We're coming at you, ghosts. Beware.
Hey, can you wave to us? Wave your arm at us. There you go. Oh, thank you. Dude, there's another one. Hey, wave at us again. Let us know you're here. We appreciate you. Is this your home? Are you the red-eyed lady that we've been told that's up here?
Well, see how it's sitting? It's crossing its legs.
No,
That one's
there's
back.
another one.
It looks like it's trying to stand up, but it can't.
Hey, can you stand up for us? Stand up and let us know that you look at it. Dude, it's like trying. They put its legs down. Stand up for us. Come on. You can do it.
It seems like it's pushing its arms down, trying.
Come on. Push up. I know you can stand up. Is that one standing up? Or yeah, look at her.
See, it's right against that window where he said the red-eyed lady is.
No. Look, it's red over there. Look on the.
They must be outside.
And now we're here, G-Man, with the head man, Dexter Dave of Harlan County Ghostbusters. He's going to tell us a little bit what he found out, and I think very interesting.
Yeah, as y'all seen, he brought everything under the sun for this investigation. JR stayed with him that evening, and JR's got some interesting tales too.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to get into this because I don't want to spoil anything. We're gonna let Dexter just go all out and tell you what they done.
Okay, Dexter, we've been waiting.
Tell us about it, Dexter.
Well, guys, I appreciate y'all having me. And man, let me tell you something. We really, I mean, that was probably one of the most interesting investigations that I've done. And the evidence we got, especially on our SB7 spirit box, was just amazing. And especially after I talked to JR about the like the name Paul, that came up probably at least 4 times that I could recall. And then also the all aboard, man. And then after talking to JR today about what, he told me that story, man, I put really, I got goosebumps a little bit. I mean, that's very interesting. And then y'all was talking about JR was talking about the pennies and stuff that was falling, from the ceiling, for wherever it's falling from. When we were sitting there talking, downstairs, and all of a sudden a nickel, I don't know where it come from, but I sit there, I mean, it just started rolling around the floor, and it's like, wow, that right there. And I knew once that happened, man, I knew it was gonna be good, and it was. I couldn't, any investigation, and I've watched a lot, and I'm sure you guys have too. I've watched Ghost Adventures, taps and all that stuff. And I'll tell you, I don't think they could have got better evidence.
Well, Dexter, I'll be honest with you, we were impressed with you guys. Well, how much?
Well, I appreciate it.
We were very
most
impressed.
of elaborate, Doc. The most of elaborate equipment. I don't mean to.
Yeah, no.
But I must say, I was so impressed with the professionalism and the elaborate equipment and the knowledge behind the equipment.
It's like they brought an army.
Yeah, it's sort of like, okay, we've got a wizard here that takes care of anything technical this guy can do. He's more than proved himself. His guys come in and they were working the equipment and doing things similar, just keeping everything in check. And they wasn't quick to say, okay, we have something.
Right.
They wanted the evidence.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that night it was very, very vulgar,
Mm-hmm.
very vulgar, if you would.
Oh yeah.
So I was amazed at some of the things too, but we'll talk. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I
Tell,
was just-
tell
I
some of
just-
the stories.
Okay. Years ago, my father had a fellow that worked there in the store with him, an older guy. He actually lived in the Vico Motel, the old motel. There's remnants still there, I think, maybe a wall or something.
Mhm.
But at any rate, his name was Kellis. We called him Kale. And he wore a conductor's hat and he swung a railroad pocket watch. That was his thing. I mean, this guy, when he got the door for the ladies, for my mom, my aunt, or whoever was working over there in the store, the customers, he would say, all aboard. He would swing that watch, and they got to know him as sort of the conductor of the place. And that just, when the all aboard come up, that is what really, really pushed me over the edge with the voices.
But what about you told me a little bit more in detail. What happened, JR? I want to coerce you just a little bit.
Yes.
When you were a kid and he said all aboard, what happened?
Well, there was times now. The incident that you're probably referring to is when the eyes came up in the window and then come back, and him standing there and going by him. And he said, see, they're here. I didn't tell you what he said, but that was part of the conversation. The red eyes go back to my father, to my father-in-law. My ex-father-in-law did have an occurrence there at that building also that I found out that I need to tell you about, which there was a lamp up there that that moved, fell over or something up there. I thought I could justify it because of the piping up there but when we got to investigating that very lamp is the one that my ex-father-in-law said was Kellis's favorite lamp. I mean, it's from the 70s. It's just an old lamp, but that was the one that he used up there. So could there be a connection, G-Man? Could it, Doc? What do you, I mean, what's your input?
We didn't
What is your input on it?
Honestly, I mean, that was proof.
I mean,
because you've never once mentioned Kale.
I never
thought about him.
I never mentioned Paul.
No,
I
Paul.
think what was coming through was Polly, my sister that passed.
Right.
It was around her medical equipment. Because, well, I just feel like that the entities that's there have been there once before in life.
Dexter, what's your opinion on that comment?
Well, I'll say this. We was talking, you're talking about that lamp. And that lamp, when you mentioned the pipe, but that lamp fell over with some force. I mean, it wasn't, I was almost, I checked it to make sure it didn't break. But it fell over with some force. And then the pole, it kept on, like I said, heard about at least 4 times.
Yeah.
And even downstairs, my other part of my team, they got it on the spirit box downstairs. So once the investigation was over and we was loading up our equipment, and I talked to JR about the Paul, and he said his nephew's name was Paul, and I asked him if he was deceased, and he said no. And then all of a sudden he just he said, oh, he goes, my sister, her name was, what was it? Pauline?
Pauletta, they call her Polly.
Pauletta, and sometimes you get Polly or Paul, and man, you talking about putting chills up and down.
Same here.
I mean, really, every hair probably stood up on my arm, my back, and I mean that is, man, that's just awesome evidence. I mean, you can't.
The fact that it was around the equipment that she used.
Yeah.
That we cared for her with. Kindly gave me something she was, you
can't dispute that.
Now, Dexter, didn't I hear one say alcohol, or was that just my ears that heard that? I thought I heard one say alcohol.
Alcohol. Well, we got so much stuff, and like I said, the all the evidence we put out there is you can look at our video,
and that's exactly what we need to do.
Yeah. Would you at this
you can actually go to
tell everybody before we go on, Dexter, about where you're at, everything you're on.
Yes.
We got to get you out there.
We have to.
So you can go to our website, which is harlencoghosthunters.com, or you can go to hcgh1.com. That's the number 1.com. Either one of those, and it'll take you to our website. You can listen to the podcast. You can watch the video. I believe that's the first video, the Murray's Auction House, as soon as you pull up the website. And you can see the whole thing. I mean, especially upstairs. I think that's where we got the majority of evidence upstairs.
And then you get a full body apparition too.
Yeah, that's what
we've got, I tell you what, so with our full spectrum camera, we got some stuff on the full spectrum camera. But that SLS camera, which if nobody knows what that is, that's basically if you played around with the Xbox 360 and it's got the Kinect, that's the SLS camera. And as soon as we hit that over, and there was some stuff over against the wall next to the window that I believe it was maybe it's the father-in-law was telling me, he saw the red eyes and it was interesting.
Yeah, he has
I'll tell you what, it was very interesting. He was out there putting the equipment up, and all of a sudden the father-in-law come up and he's like, "You better watch out for the red-eyed bitch."
And he meant it.
Yeah.
Man, when he said that, I looked over and we all looked at each other, and it kind of reminded you of like an old Scooby-Doo cartoon. It's like when the old man would tell you about, you better watch out, kids.
Is my father-in-law has been the strongest, the roughest guy. I'm telling you something, just to shoot you, look at you.
He really is.
He was a skeptic, brother. And when that touched him on the shoulder upstairs, I mean, it turned his life around. He wanted to know what in the world is going on here. And then the eyes, and he has some pictures on his phone of some very clear apparitions on the outside of that auction building.
Yeah.
And
I tell you,
question to you: do you consider that was a vulgar experience? Do you think it was vulgar?
I tell you, I've heard worse, and it's like it seems like I tell you my experiences.
It was very
with
prominent, right? I mean, it was.
Yeah. And it's like when you've got females on your team, and we've got two, and it seems like I don't know what it is, but you hear the most vulgar stuff, and it's like you just don't think about it. But I remember starting out back in 2012 and going to the old Harlen County Courthouse.
Yeah,
we'd be sitting in the old circuit courtroom, and man, did not like any females. And you talking about cussing up a storm.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's common. But I tell you what's funny is that man, as far as investigations and the way you all treated us, man, I couldn't ask for better. I mean, you guys are awesome, and it was just truly an awesome experience. I want to do it again.
Absolutely. At least, we've talked about this periodically, touching base. If we find a place like that, you guys definitely get a call.
Absolutely.
Hey,
You made a mistake giving
I'm
me your
truly-
cell phone number.
hey, I'm truly looking forward to doing the Manson house. I want to do that. I want y'all to do it with us.
Oh yeah, we'll be there. We'll introduce you.
Yeah, because
and pat you on the back.
I would love to take y'all on a couple of investigations with us. If you
All
want
right,
to.
we're in
We'll-
for it,
we're
brother.
in.
We're in for it.
Yeah, because I think you'd enjoy it, and anybody, in all my experiences that I've had, I don't think I've ever had one that's really hurt me in any way or scratched me. Now,
Right.
some of my other team members have had, some negative feelings and stuff like that, but it's like, man, that place, Murray's Auction House is for real.
Oh
That's a real deal.
I don't know if JR told you this or not, and did you tell him about Higgins? What was said to Higgins? Did you tell Dexter that?
I haven't.
Dexter, let him share this. And when you talk about having women on your team,
Yeah.
well, this is
Okay.
one of JR's good friends that's black,
Yeah,
and
Okay.
he needs to share this story with you. Go ahead,
I
JR.
do. We had started up the steps to work, and he was behind me, and I heard something say in a muzzled voice, "Get out." Well, I turned around and looked at him. He said, "Did you hear that?" I said, "I thought I heard something, but I'm not really sure. It's okay. Let's go on." We take a couple of steps, and again, but this time it was a little louder. It said, "Get out." And I said, "I did hear that. Did you hear that?" He said, "Yeah, but I'm gonna see if it'll say it again." And the last time, shall I say what it said?
Yes.
It said, "Get out, get your black eyes out." Real hate.
Wow.
Like that. And James, he said, "Did you hear that? It told me to get out and get my black ass out." And We never went to work up there that evening, I can tell you that. But
Well,
I mean, it's just, and this is another thing here. I work with 3 guys here that I have all the respect in the world
Same here.
for. I mean, these guys, they're just great guys. And for us to mingle with you guys on your investigations and stuff, that's an honor. You guys,
Yeah.
they are great.
Yeah,
You
they
guys-
are an
I'm-
honor.
I'm telling you something. It is more than an honor. And yeah, this auction house thing has been for years a mystery to a lot of people, and getting answers that we feel like we have sufficient evidence
Yeah.
that there is spiritual activity since you and your guys have.
And
ladies have come up.
obviously, it's not a residual or haunting. It's an active.
Very
I
active and vulgar.
Did it interact
Very
with you
vulgar.
guys? You know,
What's intelligent is it, Dexter,
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
what your experience with that full spectrum camera, what you
Right.
prompted it to do. Am I
I wish
correct?
the portal would have been opened. And I was made fun of by a lot of people over that. I stick to my guns. I'll never change my guns. I'll take a lie detector test or what have you. I know what we saw. It was there. The broom fell through it. The broom's never resurfaced. I know how it felt because I put my hand down in that portal and it was a cold, really dense fog like. And I'll never forget that. That will always be one thing in my mind.